It just said it's in progress now. I heard it.
See, I didn't hear it, but
I heard it
it
here.
says it in print. So we'll go with it.
All right. Well.
It says it's recording.
Okay, well, welcome to the Village of Mamaroneck Board of Architectural Review for November 17th, 2022. I need to point out to you the fire exits in case of an emergency. And I would ask everyone to please silence your cell phones, because it's awkward if they go off during someone's application presentation. We do have the full board here today. So we have no issues with that. I'll introduce them. There's Cindy Lee, Yvonne Marin, Larry Cohen, Andrew Wolowitz, and I'm Bill Binzer. And so it says it, I guess. And
So I can't remember.
we have a short agenda today, so should go hopefully pretty quickly. Everybody should get home at a reasonable time. And if anybody has any questions or comments from the audience on or an interested party and wants to comment on anything, please make yourself known. I'll try to remember to ask, but if I do forget, please let me know. And I guess with that, we can get started. First of all, I think we can finally review the September 6th minutes. So those who were here on September 6th,
Yes.
could I have it, whoever that was? I guess that was Larry, Yvonne, and Cindy. Can one of you motion to waive a reading of the minutes and
Motion.
I motion.
okay,
A second.
okay, and are there any if you I assume we all had a chance to read them, are there any
Yes.
comments or
Yeah.
questions? And there being no comments or questions, somebody moves to vote for approval. Okay,
Yes.
okay, and any objections?
No.
Okay, so these are approved. Yay.
It was in there for a while.
17. Okay, and then on the minutes from the November 1st meeting,
Mhm.
again, with the reading of the minutes.
Yeah.
Everyone's had a chance
Yeah.
to review them, okay?
Yes,
And a motion. to-
I motion. Motion. I
vote
second.
Yes,
No.
okay. Anybody opposed? No. Okay.
Nope.
All look good. Okay, and now we can go on to business. There being no old business, we go right into
William,
new
do you
business.
want people with masks on?
When they come up, please. Yes, if you would, if people would, when you approach, if you could please wear a mask. Some of us are immunocompromised here and we need you to wear masks.
We have some here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, can be flu season, y'all too.
Thank you. Okay, and then the first application is not this one.
The sign, right?
Oh, this is okay.
427.
427 East Boston Post Road.
Mhm.
This is the address of the sign guy, I guess.
Oh, that's nice.
Come on back.
Well, the whole gist of it is we're just gonna take the word donuts out of the sign and replace it with the new sign that is exactly the same size, everything, same font, color. It's just gonna say Dunkin' instead of Dunkin' Donuts.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's better.
Yeah, yeah, it looks nicer. I think so
In my
too.
view. In my
Yeah.
view.
Yeah, people seem to like it for sure.
Yeah, it looks better to me as well.
Okay.
they dropped the donuts? I guess I didn't
realize
realize
It's
that.
the brand. Okay, the only minor question I have here is, here it says they're 16 inches high and here they say they're 18 inches high. I mean, they're both within reason, but which is it?
I don't see where it's with you. Oh,
18, yeah, you're right. Yeah, same length, but the height is different.
I thought they were 16 inches, but I'll have to confirm.
Well, it says 18 inches on the written part too.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, on the application, it says 18.
Oh, I meant 18, I guess. I don't know why that's.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Where does
Yeah.
it even say 16? I almost see.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's okay, 16 or 18.
Okay.
And I think we can approve it probably on that basis, but
Yeah,
you probably want to figure out which it is before you put the sign.
It's already built, it's ready to go.
Okay.
They have these everywhere, every Dunkin' that gets remodeled from here on out, will say Dunkin' instead of
That's
Dunkin'.
fine, with either 16 inch or 18 inch letters.
Just a little.
You had to move it a little bit.
Okay, does anybody have any questions or comments? or
No.
that?
That's fine.
Okay.
I motion.
Or is there one in the audience? wants to-
Oh.
Oh,
I doubt it.
Yeah,
already.
it's been- Okay,
I second.
okay.
So-
Sorry.
Yes.
Cindy.
Yes.
Gone.
Mhm.
Okay. And we just note on the minutes that it's okay, 16 or 18, but they should.
I will have the, I don't know why it's a. I didn't make that. Up. So that'll be in that one
Okay.
spot.
There's no more coffee, there's no more cup of Joe, just. Just Dunkin'.
I think if you boxers.
I think that we call it that.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's it. I'm
Yeah,
done.
right, yeah, we're
Thank
good.
you very much.
Yes, it's
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
22 more minutes, we'll be able to have to leave.
So I was approved.
Yes.
Yeah, you're.
It's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell when you have the mask.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Okay, all right. The next is 801 Fairway Green.
I'm surprised they didn't put more. It's probably because all of it's in the back. And the one that we're gonna do in terms of the state.
Okay, look at these, and some of these pop. They're both here, the ones we're missing.
Dennis there, by the way.
Smoking a cigarette.
Huh?
Is Dennis here or just?
His name shows up, but I texted him asking
In the
if he's
front.
here. He's
Or
not
what?
here for a day, so I don't know if he just, logged on and went away or.
Highlights,
Yeah.
right. Which
That's right.
I'm busy.
It hurts.
What are you doing?
Hello,
Oh,
my name is Aaron, I work with Momentum
Oh,
Solar.
from him.
My
Not you.
colleague,
He doesn't even work here
representing 801 Fairview Green.
I should change it.
Some solar panels. A total of
Can I just
9.49.
ask one question?
Yes.
Do you know who the client is? Because I'm just thinking this might be a friend of mine's house, in which case I have to recuse myself.
Ms. Rudolph Demasi.
Oh, I see that Demasi is the
Yes,
owner.
I might have to recuse.
Okay, well, I don't know. So
Why?
there it goes. You can
Let's-
actually-
I know them.
Okay,
Oh,
The system size is a total of 9.45 kilowatts with a total of 26 panels. 4 of it's going to be located on the front of the house, and the rest is all going to be on the rear roof. Each panel is 365 wattage. It's a black panel, and we're using microinverters. Any questions so far?
No questions. Possibly.
Oh, no, that's right.
I want to see the, so, yeah, I do have a question. Which is, this faces the golf course, right?
Yes.
So that the back of the house is facing the golf course.
I was wondering.
Now, you show here on the back of the house 4 panels that are I guess you call it portrait. I mean, I guess that's portrait. I guess something like this, but they're not, you didn't draw them the same as the other ones.
Right. They're
Different
thicker,
size, right?
fatter.
I was looking at that earlier, I don't know the design program they're used, but it's gonna be the same length and width, it's just the way it's displayed on the design.
I think what's happening on these sometimes, because I was thinking.
We
about
have this on
if it's
other
Come out
ones.
again, is that they're it's like a pattern projection, you know, so since the roof slopes,
Yeah,
they're narrower if they're. in
We've
landscape.
had this on other plans, same
You know,
thing.
yeah, no, I know, we've seen this on multiple plans.
Yeah. So I
Um,
think since they're using a software program, it's probably doing that.
well, I don't even think the R2 looks like the, like the panels that are below. Well, there's only,
Yeah.
even those don't look like the ones that are down here, but maybe
But
that's
they
not
are.
the illusion.
No, they are. It's an illusion. I just.
Okay.
checked it.
So that roof one, that's a separate roof, right?
Yes.
Than the roof that has most of the panels. But R3 is all, that roof that has all those panels, is that correct?
Yes, just one roof.
That's one roof. No,
Well, we really prefer when the panels can run in one direction. And especially considering this is facing the golf course, I mean, people will be looking
Mhm.
right at this misaligned array of panels, which doesn't look very attractive.
Understand. Would you suggest moving those 4 horizontal ones? We could probably put, instead of 4, to be 3 in the same direction.
I think that would be better.
And then
Yes.
moving that extra one to this side of the roof and just add that one below the skylight. Just to replace that missing one.
That's probably fine. You must put it here, I believe, is what he's saying.
Well, what about the area where the skylights are?
You mean continuing the, oh,
I don't know,
I don't know, that's quite messy still. There will be all kind of,
Yeah, we put a horizontal one, the skylights, again, going against what you just said of proportion, so.
Mhm.
We could add that one to that ongoing row.
and
Uh-huh.
did you try, again, I didn't even look at it that way, but did you try rotating them and make them all portrait on that and maybe clear the skylights? I mean, I don't know if that's possible. You know what I'm saying?
These 4, you mean?
Like,
right here?
they
Oh, no,
all
they-
go- They should go all like that. and
Oh, I
Every
see,
area.
changing them all together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that
Oh,
maybe works.
interesting.
I think you put 2, 4, 6, 8.
And change,
Like
revert
sketching.
Yeah.
all of these then
But I-
that
It
way.
might,
Yeah, yeah.
it might,
Yep.
we might be getting rid of these 4 by the skylights because it won't fit that direction, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And we can't connect it along this ridge.
Yeah.
Because it'll be going against the fire code.
It looks like you probably cannot get. Yeah, you could only get 4 rows of. So you could get 8. Here, so you replace these 8, but then you got these 4 to put somewhere and there's nowhere to put them. I don't think they have to touch each other. I think.
Do you have to, okay, let me see. Could they come down a little bit over here, or do you have to leave that 2 feet something down below? Can you see it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
2
Where the
feet,
gutter is.
service.
Yeah, can you go
Oh.
closer and then maybe you can clear more space? You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
it's not
um,
shown as an access or it's not shown
I'm
as
not
leaving.
sure if that interferes with any codes with the building department. There might be, there must have been a reason why the design is there like this.
No, over here.
Another code. I'm not too
Close.
sure specifically, it's 2 feet clearance. But I know what you're saying, we could probably shift it over a little bit, like an inch or 2.
Sorry?
Goes this way.
You're asking if we could shift it over like a few inches?
Well, or even more in order to, do you want to come closer and then I'll
Yeah.
show you? And it might not be possible. I'm seeing this distance.
Come closer.
If you can get closer and then gain more space over here. over here clear, you know what I'm saying? Push them down a little bit more and you get a full row. I mean, I don't know what dimension you need to be off the edge.
Then
At the row.
then you'd still be at 10.
I feel like it'd still be short a few panels.
You're saying if you move it over a bunch, you could fit in another, as it is now, you could fit in you could put in
Yeah,
1,
maybe
2,
still
3,
has
4,
a
5,
fit.
6, 7, 8. If you slide it over and get in one row, you get 10. So there's 12.
Mhm.
I don't know if you need 12, but there's 12 right now.
Yeah, it's kind of messy with all this. I mean, they have skylights.
Right. So did
to
you
deal
say
with,
you were going to remove these four by the skylights? Did you say that?
No, he was suggesting we switch these to the opposite direction. So it'd be like 1, 2, and 3, and then one of them has to go somewhere else. And I was saying maybe down here if possible. Or even try adding it to the front and add additional one to make that box.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, how about adding in the front? I mean, like
mean-
nicely.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
it
it
lined up
represents
with the
that.
other ones,
Too,
Yes.
right?
yeah, like.
Because
to more
there's
like that.
room to go and,
The only
Right.
thing about the front is north facing, you don't
Oh.
get much sunlight from it, so
Right. Yeah,
What's the pitch on that roof?
24 around.
Oh, it's fairly steep.
Thinking here.
Surgeon Row.
Didn't try to
And,
draw.
Perfectly the scale.
Yeah. Well, I think moving these three to a landscape direction certainly helps,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
We could do that. About the additional panel, it's not absolutely necessary to add it here. I don't know, even know if they'll fit it here because it's right below that upper roof.
Mhm.
We might have to like lower everything down a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, if you could lose one, it certainly makes it
Yeah,
better.
that won't be a problem. I just
Yeah.
need to confirm with the homeowner.
Okay,
So changing rotating, yeah, that would be better.
yeah,
And just so that so you're gonna talk about losing one and having three in landscape above.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay. Can you come back then in 2 weeks with that? So we
We can't submit like a revision or if you come back.
We'll need the,
You have to vote in.
yeah, right, to
Yeah.
vote.
yeah, we have to vote in person. The problem is that I don't have anything to stamp that has the right stuff on it. And you have to check with the homeowner.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, we can approve it that you turn these three to landscape and that, you know, you don't add this one, you know, subject to you sending revised drawings that we print, but then if the homeowner is not happy with that, then you're back to square one.
I'm sure the homeowner will be okay with it. We'll just have to we can discuss it, but just changing the 3 panels landscape, we just give you the designs. And then like drop it off or by mail, so we don't have to, we're from Long Island, so we have to make an hour trip up here again.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
the
All right.
homeowner could come, they live right by.
Okay,
So I see a homeowner for a solar panel installation.
okay, so we're voting then.
Yeah, it's hard since it's hard to describe it, but that,
Well, it's not that hard. We're voting to describe it. You know, subject to them providing revised drawings. That have. All the. The
Accurate.
before portrait panels on R3 in landscape mode. And there being one less panel, basically.
right,
Yeah, that's the only change, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
somebody wanna? Motion?
I'll make a motion for that.
Okay,
Second,
Okay. Cindy,
Yeah,
Yvonne?
Yes,
Larry?
Yes.
So,
Okay, very good.
Want to keep the set for yourself?
no, he's
I'm
good.
gonna keep Bill set.
I'm doing it, I'm gonna do it with conditional.
Mhm. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Not even golf. Not even golf.
Yeah, That's a shame if
And
the
I'm
golfers
defending-
have to.
But
say
my,
that.
my friends live right there, that's what I don't understand, they live like, if you Google that address.
Yeah, I play golf there, but I'm really bad and I spend a lot of time in their backyard looking for my ball, so.
Okay, that's true, when I looked at that address, it was like, right. You know, I don't know if you recall, we approved
Yes, I do.
a bathroom addition.
Yeah.
In Fairway Green.
Mhm.
About a year ago,
Yeah.
and I recused myself.
Yeah, I do recall.
And right after that, she sold that and bought the one right on the golf course, like all of a sudden.
oh, that's
One right
funny.
on the golf course came open and she just flipped.
Wow.
It's a nice
Well,
place.
she's
now.
probably their next door neighbor,
Yeah.
the
so-
DeMacy's.
But her patio is wrapped, I mean, it's an L, not like this one, which is
Hmm.
just, yeah, it's right over the lake. The lake is good.
I had a lot in the lake too.
You can just say like.
I sure do this.
Over here or something.
I understand. Yeah, I love this street.
Okay,
Your wife.
next up is 1000 Reaching Point
Did you
Road.
get a chance to go look at what the other projects for Beach Point is? And what when we approved last week?
yeah,
Last
I
week.
haven't looked there.
Yes, yes,
I just
not
said,
the last case.
I just said our talented architect.
I did that on purpose.
Barbara, good.
I'm here representing Corinne and Neil Zola, reside at 1000 Grecian Point Road. They have in the rear of their property, they have a one-story breakfast room and a partial balcony and partial screen porch above. They decided that they wanted a little more room on the second floor. So we are doing a second story addition in the rear over the existing first floor. So. Here is the floor plan. So we're literally just bringing up the walls right to the outer edge of the breakfast room and kind of mimicking the same window pattern and you'll see on the exterior elevations. So as you can see, it's kind of like a hangout space for their kids. The kids are growing older, so they're, wanted to have a second story place just for themselves. Here's the back elevation. So we're reworking the roof, pulling this forward. These windows align with that, and we're just kind of keeping the same language here. Kind of a cathedral ceiling in the middle, inside, and on the side. We are just fitting it in.
It's a great addition.
Hit the roof to a flat roof with the turret kind of being proud of that, just to give it a little prominence. And I think that is what I have for you today.
Looks nice.
Yeah, pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I guess I'd point out that it's not particularly visible from anywhere.
true.
No.
All the finishes, of course, remain
All
the
matching,
same.
yeah,
All
all
matching.
matching, the same roof, the same shingles. Right, this is more of the same language as in the breakfast room, which is more of like a painted look, painted panel. So no shingles just on this turret part.
Right.
This is, the wood shingle. Oh, okay.
Yeah, beyond on the side,
Okay.
we have clear shingle there, but the rest is just picking up the same language as the panels here.
Yeah.
Looking at the, this, I'm looking, this is the. Roof plan.
Okay.
The demo plan.
No, that's a demo, yeah.
Did you do the original house?
Are you good?
Is there a roof plan that's not a demo? I guess that would be.
Yes,
It was.
Got it?
I was curious about.
that's right there.
So this is.
There's demo roof plan over here.
So how, on that side elevation, I'm a little unclear. Which visualize what happened. This comes down here and this comes into here, and then there was. Could be all of this side elevation.
The side elevation.
side elevation.
What am I looking at there between the chimney and the roof?
This area right here,
Yeah,
that's the existing roof.
that's this. So this pitches this way.
There's an existing, this is part of the existing roof and then it flattens out, so it, they didn't want to do any work in this existing bedroom, and in order to get rid of this little sliver, we had to really push back the flat roof a little bit to get rid of that connection there. So it was kind of like a budgetary thing and like, do we really need to do this kind of thing and kind of interfere with that bedroom, you know, so by keeping this little bit of the existing roof, we don't have to intervene on that existing bedroom. I thought it was tucked behind the chimney, you know.
Which is that roof on here?
It doesn't look like on the roof plan.
It gets.
This is
I
portion.
don't see a sliver like that next to a chimney.
Where is this one? There you go. Going down, going down,
We didn't update the roof
and
I'm just gonna say because
going
we
down.
didn't have this originally. The bids came back, we looked at it, we realized that was what was really going on. I didn't update that section of the roof plan. We have to have a step in the plate there just to accomplish that. Because right now the roof. It's like a cathedral ceiling in that space, so it goes flat and then it dips down. And there's structure that's in there, so. I just realized that, I apologize, I did not update that roof plan, that's why you don't see that sliver.
Okay. So that sliver is
Here.
so the roof plan is not correct.
We basically need a joint here, because it's gonna be
yeah.
basically just a horizontal line, because we have kind of the existing and then the adjacent proposed has to lift up a little bit.
I think it's fine. I just kind of couldn't figure out what was going on.
Well, you have a good eye.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Great design though.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If anything, it enhances the house because the turret now is very much defined.
Yeah, yeah, I really think it's gonna look great.
Okay. Does
That'll be
anybody else on the board have any questions or
No.
comments? Anybody in the audience? That would be you. Okay, motion to,
Emotion,
A second,
okay, Larry? Yes.
Yes.
yes,
yes.
Okay, now I'll go with it.
all right,
Thanks so much.
thank you.
Make sure I update that roof plan.
We have a question about the plan of the property.
What's that?
Existing at grade, I mean, is this a pool?
No, it's like a little sport court they have there.
This thing here?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So no pool.
They were I think they put the kibosh on it. They went through a lot of it. They were gonna do it. They were working, I think, with Sean Jankski and Rye. But I think their last part is they just said, forget it. So.
Well, we wanted to see you again, so. Thank you very much.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you.
Easy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and then the last one is 823 Monsignor Goodwine.
One time I have two of these.
We have a question for you. What's your last name?
Eaton,
It's your Eaton, okay.
I'm in Eaton part, yeah, not the Keller part.
Doesn't the Keller part come sometimes?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
sometimes.
Ah, yeah, Diane.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, comes often. Comes up, right?
Yeah,
I got.
Don't tell him that. Not that I know what it is.
No, sometimes he has an assistant helping him with Zoom, remember?
oh,
Which would be me,
on Zoom.
by the way, would be me too. I remember thinking it was very clever the way he's handled it. I have people at my office helping me with that
Oh,
too.
yeah. he does, now he does like a little test run before every. I'll put it a little closer because.
Yeah, put it closer to, like in the middle there.
You know what? It's really, and it's frustrating and it makes you feel a little nerve wracked when you're trying to present, right?
One on the other table,
Under the table?
on that
Oh,
table.
yeah.
We'll give them equal time.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
The others just existing.
Mm.
Yes.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
My name is Annie Lowe, Hold Up Picture, representing Pauline Song. At 823 Monsignor Goodwin Avenue. It's not. Essentially, it's a very straightforward proposal. The existing house is a computer style home, as you can see.
Mhm.
And we're basically just proposing a one-story attached garage. And as you can see in these illustrations, it's this here.
Yeah.
And you're limited to the one story and to the flat roof because of these existing windows in the home. So this is the reasoning for the flat roof versus a pitched roof, which normally would make sense here. And the materials were basically replicating the existing stucco, so a traditional stucco stucco. And just the concrete garage door and the Anderson windows double hung to match the existing. And as you can see, the surrounding neighborhood is this is the image. It's really not very exact. It's a little bit industrial in that area.
Yes.
It's not very residential, but. And then it's here.
Right, yeah, it's kind of religious, very.
Yeah, religion, yeah.
Right.
St. Peter's is there, right?
Yes.
St. Vito's is there, there's that soccer field over there.
Oh, it's by the French school.
Yeah, the French school.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So really, we're trying to extend the character of the existing home in material selection and just trying to give them the functionality they want.
Okay, relatively straightforward. Now, I guess Dennis is not on,
I think he is, because he texted me he can hear. Dennis?
but he can't talk.
Remember, the volume was really low, because I heard it talking, it was,
You can turn the
I
volume up.
don't really understand how to turn the volume up. Oh, I see.
Okay,
Dennis?
say something, Dennis.
No.
Okay, Dennis is not saying anything. All right, so I'm gonna speak and assume he can hear me. If not, we'll communicate with him. Okay, somebody's raised the issue of it being in a flood zone, and because it's in a flood zone, you have to meet requirements, I'll just say. We're not the department or board that would deal with that.
Right.
Okay, but the building department will have to look at it,
Understood.
and in the event, you know, that it has to be modified for flood mitigation purposes that would affect the design, I mean, we can approve it today for what we see, for what our sphere of responsibility is. But you will have, the building department will have to review it, make sure it complies with flood requirements. And if that requires a change, you will need to come back to it,
Understood. Right.
okay? All right, so that's the caveat I'm putting on this, okay?
One more question, here in your site.
Mhm.
You're showing that there needs to be a setback of 20 feet. I mean, this is building department.
Yeah.
actually, but I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And you are beyond a little bit or?
Yeah, it's allowed because
what
it's an
happened?
attached, it's because
Ah.
it's an attached garage, it actually can encroach
Ah,
on that.
okay.
Yeah,
I
so we
knew
are
you
still
would know.
within
Okay,
compliance.
thank you.
All right, then.
Okay.
Anybody in the audience have any questions? Any more
Okay.
questions from the
Two
audience?
at a time.
Any more comments, questions from the board? No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I think we need to keep talking for at least 20 more minutes.
Let's make it.
Been here long enough.
Okay, somebody want to second it?
I second.
Okay. Cynthia?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. Okay, everybody's good?
yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you, but like I
Okay.
said, you have to, you know,
What does she need to
Make
do
sure.
next?
Yeah,
she needs to kind of talk to the building department and,
Right.
which you'll have to do anyway, because
Right.
she needs a building
Right.
permit, and they will.
yes, right.
You know, fine on.
That's fine.
The flood. The huge flood rate.
Did they, do you know if they flooded in their basement?
They did, yeah, the prior owner. So they took it over after it had flooded the previous owner. Previous owner came up, in the middle of reconstructing.
How high up did it flood?
The basement, basically,
Just that lower
the
level?
lower level.
Yeah.
The whole basement?
I don't know for certain. I don't think it was the whole basement, but a good amount of water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
welcome to America.
Yeah, any.
Do you feel?
No, but someone right near there, well, in the 2007 nor'easter. I did some Habitat for Humanity, just ripping up sheetrock and stuff from someone who lived around the corner.
That was a I flooded during that 207
And
nor'easter.
this last one. We gave a lot of money to someone who's living on Old Post Road, not Old Post Road, on Old Amerenik Road. You know, as you're driving like from Amerenik Ave to go up
Mhm.
over 95, right along that stretch where there's some bodegas and things like that, they were living. in
Yes,
ground
that
level.
was awful.
They parked,
Yeah.
To my Ida.
yeah, they parked on Old Amerenik Road over 95 all night, and they're suburban. With their kids and their grandma, while their apartment went, you know,
Our building did.
yeah.
And we just,
I mean, but your height, you're on the second floor.
yeah, first floor of the lobby. you're there.
Yeah.
10 feet of water.
I mean, the finishes are the
It's just
same,
one.
right?
That's
I
fine.
have three.
And I-
No, we
Three
don't
different
need.
pictures.
No, just pair.
We don't need these.
Okay.
ones.
Great. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
It's $30,000 for free pay. But they wouldn't
Okay,
get any
thank you
more
very
than
much.
that.
Thank you.
That floods.
Yeah.
So it's like, with all that, we paid.
808, y'all.
Restore the building.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, officially adjourned.
I just heard something.
Now comes the light.
Yeah, no, I'm having so many difficulties with this Zoom today. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, you heard the discussion on the last one, right, Dennis? Maybe not.
Yeah, it's going in and out. I'm using my phone and not the dysfunctional tablet today. So I went from having a staticky nonsense voice to having a clear voice and poor volume control.
You're really clear now.
Yeah, I know. That's because I'm using my phone and not the tablet. I had the same issue yesterday with Harbor Coastal. So there was only one microphone working yesterday in there. So I don't know if it's the same scenario or what.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was the question?
Okay, wait just a minute.
Stay for a moment, till we.
No, well, okay. Yeah, the. All right, I didn't, but okay. The question is the last submission is in a flood zone, and somebody from the flood mitigation committee raised a question that it is new construction and not elevated 2 feet above the flood zone, and so you'll need to, we're approving it from the BAR perspective, but you'll need to review that and ensure compliance with the flood code. I don't guess that's a question.
So, yeah, so the garage is in the flood zone. I believe it was the corner property, if I'm not mistaken. So, I actually was in there. So is the whole house in the flood zone? The garage is definitely within the flood zone, but is the general structure in there partially? There's more than a couple base flood elevations involved there on that slope. Yeah, we'll look at it. We have a planning, we have somebody that we're sending our applications out to, so I'm not looking at them firsthand or even secondhand at this point. So any determinations that are missed is the AKRF, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But I can look into it further. When I saw the email, last week. It was, it's nor here nor there. I mean, they're not using it as a living space, the basement and the garage.
Sure.
So therefore, I don't see it, and it's being built on an existing foundation.
Yeah.
Doesn't really change my view. Then it would go to the percentages for FEMA. It's not a tidal area, so I don't see it being an issue, but should it go to the flood committee? Anything that's in the floodway, I believe, needs to go to flood committee. Anything that's in the flood zone, I don't believe it actually needs to. So speaking with two persons that are on the flood committee, I'm no longer part of that group. I've been dismissed from that group, but not by that group. And I'm not 100% sure if the group still exists or when it will stop existing, because these committees are being disassembled, I believe. So, yeah, floodway, that's what I see that they need to speak upon, and this is not in a floodway. So, yeah, we'll handle it as it becomes, comes to the building department. That will need breakaways and flood doors and so forth. But other than that, I think the garage door is more than enough to let the flood water out.
Yeah.
So
I think
we'll-
there's a lot of confusion about this with the fluctuation, flood zones, and the tidal zones, and the various, the FEMA requirement and the FEMA requirement,
Yeah, I think if the committee is sitting on the board, I think if the committee or the person that has the question about something being in the floodway or the flood zone or the wetlands,
Mhm.
and they know that what is in the floodway is the floodway, or they can't make the determination, probably shouldn't be sitting on that board.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, I mean, for what I see, it's not the floodway. I have no concern, but it would have to be flood compliant.
Right, okay, well, that's what we
Mm.
pointed out to her, but we approved it from our purview, which is that it is, acceptable architecturally and community standards and all that stuff, so. But, she understands that if the has to be changed to comply with the flood, she'll have to come back, so, and that's the end of that. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
All right, officially adjourned.
Yeah, officially adjourned,
All right.
okay.
Recording stopped.
Suppose we should have a motion and all that. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Any opposed?
No.
No,
Okay, we
Go
adjourn.
home.
Okay,
So,
I have a question. Was the recording stopped before or after my statement?
It's still going.
Okay, just want to make sure that I'm on record for that. Thank you.
okay.
thank you.
All right, take it easy. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Dennis.